right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mike Files. Ricardo, welcome back.
Thank you, Mike.
Good to see you again, as always. And welcome all you onion heads out there. We're just kind of going to give a little rundown, I guess, today of
Sounds good.
what's been going on. It's a crazy world. I don't know if anybody watched the podcast earlier, and I kind of approached it from a point of fear, and I think that's kind of where I'm going to go with it from here on out, because it's you know, I had to do a little introspection last night just to think about these things and like what's really driving all this shit, you know?
Yeah.
And I kind of came to the conclusion that it's all fear.
Yeah.
Every bit of this is fear, you know, and the news is fear. And it's all just stupidity, and it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. And so I put together a meme, and I was listening to a lot of Marcus Aurelius earlier today, because I mean, you want to talk about like motivational, you know, just stoic, wisdom, you know,
that's Rome, right?
Yes, yeah, and one of the sayings that he had that I put on, I put it on this meme right here. Let's see if we can blow that up a little bit. So that's his truth. It says, but the object of life is not to be on the side of majority, but to escape finding oneself in the middle or in the ranks of the insane.
Yeah.
And if you look at what's going on right now, it's absolute insanity. It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that, you know, the people's lives are being ruined, businesses have been ruined.
Yeah.
I mean, the last two and a half years, of course, it's right when we start.
Yeah.
Every time. Is it going to come back?
I don't know.
Oh, my God. This might make me nuts. It's saying we got a problem with the cable. Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go back to that thing for just one moment. It said it was
Still saying it?
It said it's the cable. I think it was when I turned the fridge off.
Oh, okay.
So it should come back. How about now? Oh. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. It's always something around here. It's always something. So I love having to produce this and do all of it. And we're still having problems.
Yeah.
It's saying we got a bad cable. All right. Just one moment.
Should we restart?
No, we're not going to.
Oh,
there we go. No, if we do that, then it really fucks up the algorithm.
Okay.
There we are. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And nobody's watching anyways. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Just, it said the cable. Something was with the cable. Brand new cable. But they go bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, talking about fear being a major motivational thing with all these decisions. And you think about it, and that quote by Aurelius is talking about not to be on the side of majority. So that's what voting's all about.
Mm-hmm.
It's everybody wants to be on the winning side.
Yeah.
You know, that's why people vote the way they do. It's like, and then they say, okay, well, you know, you go, well, why did you vote for Hillary instead of Trump, or why'd you vote for Trump instead of, well, I feel it's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
And that's fear. If you're going to put yourself in a place where you're forcing yourself to vote for evil, evil is evil.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some things that aren't, I mean, I think good and evil are pretty much, that's black and white.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily, I think right and wrong, if you're making that argument about something, I think there's gray area. But when you're talking about good and evil, I don't think there's a gray area there.
Yeah.
Evil's evil. Good is good.
Yeah.
Right and wrong, now there's semantically different argument. But so I was just thinking about that and just, you know, how, you know, everybody wants to be on, you know,
on the right side. So
yeah, they want to be on the winning side.
Yeah.
You know, nobody wants to be on, you know, nobody wants to be back in the loser, you know, unless you're those people that we just saw in the Capitol, which was, you know, I guess I hadn't seen the footage of them lighting shit on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I was under, I can't believe that there were people in that group that let them do that.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start destroying somebody else's property,
Yeah,
regardless of if
that's
it's
a huge
if
flag.
it's CNN's, who cares? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's somebody. It's not your property to destroy.
Yeah.
So when you start destroying things, you know, I mean, that's that. You know, you should have a consequence for that. Now, should Buffalo Man have got 41 months in prison?
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll probably do him some good. I mean, he's a very confused individual. I mean, at best, he's confused.
Maybe he'll get out in like a couple years.
No, he's going federal.
No? Okay, no, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a federal one.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're in the you're in the Capitol building, dude. That's straight up federal. So he's doing 85% of his time, no matter what, and that's if he gets good time.
Yeah.
I'm just curious where they sent him.
Yeah, I have
I'll
no
bet
idea.
they sent him to a shit dump just to fuck with him.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine. I don't know. I'm guessing that because they had all those guys held up in D.C. in that jail. That jail in D.C. is absolutely atrocious. From what I've heard, I've never been there, but I knew guys in the feds that had come from there, and they said it's absolutely horrid. And apparently, they were not treating those guys that were in that insurrection, not well. They were denying them hygiene, and I guess they had them locked up in like the worst part of the jail.
Yeah.
And I've never been in that jail, but I can only imagine.
Yeah.
And just they weren't allowing them to if they want, from what I understand, if they wanted to have like legal counsel, like legal visits, like they have to allow you to see your attorney.
Yeah.
They can't deny that, but if they went to see an attorney, then they were denying them showers. Yeah, they were messing with them.
Yeah.
And I mean, even with what we saw, I think that was as bad as it got. And I mean, to call it an insurrection, I mean, I went over this earlier. Insurrection is it's defined as an uprising against authority or a government in a violent way, basically. I mean, they went in there and they rummaged through shit and took pictures and yelled and hollered, and it was really stupid. I mean, really, those guys cannot be proud of what they did.
Let me say that I'm sure that after they got done with all of that, they were like, why the fuck did I do that?
Well, here's the thing, though. There were people out there that were they were egging them on to do it. There was this guy named Ray Epps.
Okay.
And if you guys don't know who Ray Epps is a man that has a ranch down in Arizona. And what he does is it's a ranch that accommodates weddings. So he's got a big ranch, and people reserve the property for weddings. It's a beautiful property. It's a nice place. So he ends up out there, and he is the one, the night before this happened, he's winding these people up. He's yelling and hollering about how we have got to go in there. We've got to go in. We have to go in. I mean, he's adamant, and he's an older man, and he's getting these young dudes wound up. And then when it comes time for him to storm in there, Ray Epps doesn't go in.
Yeah.
He leaves. He was number 16 on the FBI's most wanted list for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And yet he hasn't been arrested. He won't talk to the media. They've gone down there to his property. They've tried to approach him, and he just tells them to get out, and he rides around on a golf cart. And nothing's being said about him. And there was a number of other bad actors. Now, and the feds did in Michigan too, with that whole plot to kidnap the governor. That was orchestrated by the FBI. They went in there and infiltrated these groups, and they got them wound up, and they basically, they went in there and poked the bear, and basically cajoled them into into this whole thing. I mean, you want to talk about entrapment? I mean, but that's what they do.
Yeah,
that's what they do. When they infiltrate somebody, that's how they do it. And I mean, this is, that's national news. It's nothing new. Everybody knows this. So that's not any, and then.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the amount of misinformation, I mean, they talk about creating a board of, misinformation or whatever they're calling it, the governance misinformation board with Nina Jankowicz. Mary Poppins is the fucking director. I mean, fuck. These people, she's put out more misinformation than, I mean, she's right up there with Shifty Schiff. And then tomorrow night we get to watch Shifty Shift Grandstand at 8 o'clock prime time.
Yeah, the fucking
it's the 1-6 council at the 1-6 committee, of which our lovely Liz Cheney is a part of from Wyoming. You know, what a bunch of stupidity. I mean, nobody even cares about January 6th. You know, the only person that died, even though they did come out yesterday, somebody came out and said that five DC police officers were killed. Initially, they said it was one. That they hit him with a fire extinguisher. No, he had a stroke hours after the thing was done. He was already gone. He was not even there. He never got hit with anything. I mean, you saw him kind of, you know, going back and forth in that one scene where the police came down in their riot gear and they were kind of, you know, bumping uglies. Yeah. And then you heard the scene where they're telling the cops, "Hey, we respect you, we appreciate you." Yeah. You know, and
I was actually surprised that they're like, "Thank you for everything that you do."
And I mean, you saw that with the cops. They were in there, and Buffalo Man is sitting up there in Kamala Harris's seat, and he's writing notes down, and the guy's going, "Come on, man," you know. Yeah. But the cop isn't like he doesn't have his gun drawn. Yeah, no. They're not threatening him. The dude sitting on the phone that got shot in the face with a rubber bullet. I mean, some of these guys are just idiots. You know, I mean, a lot of them were just more. I mean, anybody really, I think, that went in there was pretty fucking stupid. I mean,
because it's so crazy that immediately after they're done, they're like, "Why the fuck did I do that?"
They can't be proud of it. Yeah. When they see footage and they see themselves on there and they're yelling, carrying on and acting stupid, they can't be proud of that action, you know. But I mean, I don't think that there's any reason to waste any more taxpayer money on it. There's no reason to waste any more time on it. There's no reason to say that Trump orchestrated it either, because I mean, everybody heard him. He was saying we're going to march up peacefully and you know, I mean, he didn't say storm the Capitol. And I mean, these people, I think that they were wound up from the inside, and I think there were bad actors in that crowd that were doing this on purpose. Because for the life, they were, you know, the left is doing whatever they can to not have to run against Trump. Mm-hmm. They know they're going to lose against whoever runs for, you know, on the Republican ticket. I mean, it's going to be a shoe, and there's no way the Democrats are going to. They're done. I mean, these idiots have.
No, but see, I'd rather have DeSantis on the Republican side than Trump.
Right, and that
because I think that DeSantis can actually go out there and fix whatever is wrong with the country.
I think so too, and I think he's. I mean, you know, people have whatever they want to say bad about the guy, but I don't. I mean, he's. Look at how Florida's doing. I mean, you know, they came through all this stuff. You know, I mean, they had their moments. I mean, they had a spike in the thing, but look at the senior citizens in that state. You're going to have a little bit more of a, you know, I mean, that's, you know, they came out the other day and said it was a pandemic of the elderly. I mean, I've been out to the villages outside of Orlando, out there in Yamaha. I mean, there's 110,000 residents out there in that retirement community. I mean, if, you know, when that stuff hits the place like that, you know, it's, I mean, it's all like 55 and older. I mean, it's a beautiful place. It's awesome. I mean, they got golf courses, and I mean, it's a fun place. I mean, when we were out there for Thanksgiving a few years back, we would go out there, and I mean,
it's actually a nice place to retire. Let me say,
yeah. Oh no, it's beautiful, man.
That's why I'm like, man, in like 25 years, it's like, I think Florida might be calling me, because it's like,
and I mean, out there, everybody drives a golf cart. Yeah, and I mean, you know. I don't know. I enjoyed our time out there, and they've got 4 main villages. Mm-hmm. You know, and I mean, they've got shopping. You've got, you know, TGI Fridays. You've got all your big chain restaurants, stores, movie theaters. Each one is a theme. You've got one that's like a Southwest theme. You've got you know, and they all have a square in the middle of it, a big park basically, and they have a stage in the middle. And I mean, every night at 5:00. On each of the 4 corners of the square, they have what they call bait shacks, which are bars. Yeah. Everybody pulls up in their tricked out golf carts. I mean, it's crazy. And then they'll start, like, each night they do something different. So you'll have some guy get up there that he's like doing line dancing. Yeah. And these old folks are getting up and they're out there and they're dancing and they're having fun. You have like one night there'll be like a magician or something. I mean,
yeah.
And everybody goes out there, has their cocktails, and then, by 9 o'clock the place is dead.
Yeah.
We stayed out there late one night till, there was one place open. I think it was like 10 o'clock and they ran us out,
Oh
Which,
my God.
the place just, but it's as far as place to go for, compared to like where my grandmother was at, as far as the retirement, that place was kicking.
Yeah.
And they've got homes and they've got assisted living and it's quite a deal.
No, and let me say, when I used to go to the University of Miami, I used to live in Hialeah, and it was a good area, and
no, it's nice. Florida's a place to be. People are moving there like crazy right now too.
No, but the nightlife, it's insane. It's like,
I can only imagine.
You just go to South Beach, and then it's like,
that's got to be nuts down there. Yeah. Last time I was there, we were just outside of Orlando, and there wasn't a lot. There's not a lot going on out there.
No,
it's we were in Yalaha. It's nice though.
Yeah,
it's really nice. It's quiet. It's it's I don't know. I liked it. We found a couple. I can try to remember. There was another little town we went to. We found a lot of cool little shops and stuff like that. It was cool. It's different than here. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
but I don't know.
It's funny because when I used to, living in Miami, it's like every weekend, every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's like party, and then
probably every night of the week.
Yeah.
Miami, it just kind of goes off.
And then, I went up to Tallahassee to visit a friend, and we had fun up there. So it's like, it just doesn't matter. It's like
Miami's just run on cocaine. Yeah. So anyway, we saw earlier today the new White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre. She's not done that well.
Yeah,
she really has not. She's kind of got that deer in the headlights type deal going on, and she just reads off the cue cards.
Yeah,
and
I right now it's like the point when I say like I like Jen Psaki better, but it's like
at least she had her own thoughts.
Yeah,
she didn't just sit there like this. Karine Jean-Pierre, she's not cut out for this.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with anything. I know that they grandstanded when they brought her out, and like I said earlier, when they first brought her out, I thought that was more racist than anything to sit there and have to point out to everybody that here's a member of the LGBTQ plus community and that she is a black female.
No,
if you weren't racist, you wouldn't have had to say a thing. You said this is Jen Psaki says this is so this is my replacement.
And that's it.
Yeah, she's qualified for the job. She's going to do a great job, and welcome her. And I'm.
You don't have to specify whether she's a member of the LGBT.
They just did that to grandstand. They do. They do it with everything. If you weren't like homophobic, if you weren't racist, then why would you even have to say that about somebody? to prop yourself up. Look at how tolerant we are.
Oh,
well, if you don't say anything, to me, that's showing that it doesn't matter what a person's, sexual preference is or sexual identity or whatever. If you have to sit there and grandstand on that,
it's like
and point it out to everybody. Look at us. No, we're the party of tolerance.
It's like I'm trying to do a job here, and I'm gonna do a good job.
Right.
Whatever I do besides this job.
Yeah, what you do in your do in personal life shouldn't have a thing to do with what you're doing there. You're there to do a job. You're 100% right. It's crazy. They wouldn't. There's no company that would do that.
No.
You're not going to bring some new hire into a law firm or whatever, and sit there and tell everybody every little detail of what goes on in their bedroom.
No,
they don't do that for a heterosexual person.
Yeah.
Why would they? Okay, here we've got Gary. He is a white heterosexual male he's also from Gary, Indiana. He likes French fries and cheeseburgers. What do you mean?
Why does that even matter? It's
it's just a grandstanding thing. It's a whole deal to gain attention, and to say, look how tolerant we are. But by doing that, you're showing that you're just racist.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have to point that out, then you're racist. Bottom line. I mean, unless you're going to do that for everybody. I mean, this is Jen Psaki. She's a heterosexual white female, married with, give her whole.
Like,
nobody ever got her background. I mean, sure, it came out, over time, you see that she's obviously married and got kids or whatever.
It's like, I don't give a
what's that have to do with her job?
I watch her as a press secretary.
Yeah, that's all I give a shit.
That's it. Yeah,
I don't care about anything else.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, who cares? I mean, it's not like I didn't go and look up this Jean-Pierre. It's none of my, I don't care. Her personal life is her personal life. I don't care. Yeah. It doesn't make a bit of difference to me. I don't care. If she's happy, that's great.
Yep.
I don't wish her anything ill or anything like that, but she's not cut out for the job.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll improve. She's not doing a very good job of it right now. And Peter Ducey really gets her, but he gets everybody fragmented, Yeah. I mean, he's the one guy that asks the tough questions, and they know they have to call on him because if they don't, then they're going to look bad. They're going to be like they're dodging him, and you can tell every time they're like, oh, Peter, know, and they're like, what's he going to come up with now? Yeah. And there's, if the president's out there, then they have to pre-screen the questions.
Yeah.
And they're all in, Biden has a list of who he can call on and who he can't, which is pathetic. Can you imagine Trump doing that? Kayleigh McEnany, who was the press secretary after Sarah Huckabee Sanders, she said that there would be press conferences where she would try and talk to Trump, and she'd be like, okay, listen, this reporter is really kind of salty today and not in a good mood, so you might want to just steer clear. And she said he would go out there and purposely, if that was the case, she'd tell him that, and he would go out there and he would pick that person out.
Yeah.
He was ready for the fight. He wanted that. He was like, okay, come at me, bro. Yeah. Whereas this guy, Potato, he's just up there like marching around like Herman Munster, man, and just like eating his lip off and can't talk.
Oh my God.
Can't think. Doesn't know what's going on. He's saying crazy shit. So she comes out. Ducey asks her about the inflation thing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And let's see. We got it right here. We're going to pull this up just so everybody can hear it because this is just absolutely silly. All right. We got some volume going here. All right. The hot topic buzz. All right.
What I'm trying to say to you is that the economy is in a better place than it has been historically. And so
What does that mean? We're going to stop it right there. What does that mean? It's in a better place than it has been historically?
No.
It's not in a better place than it was 2 years ago. Yeah. It's not in a better place than it was right before COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, the economy was booming.
Yeah.
And then, that happened. And I mean, what is she talking about? She said, what I'm trying to say to you, it's like, why are you trying? You either do or you don't. And then she's acting like she is part of the administration, I suppose, because she's the press secretary, but she's acting like she's like an integral part of what goes on. And I mean, I can only imagine what those meetings are like that they have with, the Joint Chiefs of Staff and this cabinet and everything can you imagine what they're talking about back there? I mean, those staffers have got to just be, what a tough job to try and keep that dude reined in and keep him from having any. I mean, he fell up the stairs again today. He fell up the stairs again today. Yeah, he didn't fall, but he tripped.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say he fell. He didn't fall this time, but he tripped going up this fucking stairs onto Air Force One again.
Wait,
I mean, get that guy a goddamn
79.
79. Yeah, going on 90. I mean, I don't know how he thinks he's going to run again in 2024.
No,
it's no way.
They should just.
They should.
Retire.
The only reason that they haven't made him resign or gotten rid of him is because what you got next, Kamala Harris, and then who are they going to put in as VP when they move her? I mean, Jesus Christ! I mean, you think it's bad now? Can you imagine with her being president?
No.
Jesus Christ! She started that laughing shit again a couple days ago. On what the hell?
But you know what's funny is that we haven't heard anything about her
They've been
like the last year. Yeah, it's like just
they're trying to
quiet.
keep her under wraps. No, she came out and did another one of her classic things though the other day. Just the cackle, you know, the laugh. You know, and it's something serious too. I mean, it was like when they were asking her about Ukrainian refugees.
Oh my God!
She was, a friend in need is a friend indeed. That maniacal laugh. I mean. You can imagine that's the only reason old Slow Joe stayed there. I mean, I think if they'd had any kind of a vice president that would be able to step up and actually do something, then they probably would have gotten rid of him. But they at least know they can control him. I mean, they control everything anyways. But obviously they don't do a very good job with Joe. I think he's just so senile that he doesn't remember what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you've heard him say, "Oh, they're going to get mad at me about this," or "I'm supposed to call on," you know. He's looking around. Who are you? Is there a Seymour Bottoms here? You know, is there a Ollie to Booger anywhere?
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, we'll keep going here with the rest of this.
Feel here at this administration and other experts as well is that we feel that we are in a good position to take on inflation. We are in a good position to really start really working on lowering prices.
And that is the hot.
Really, that's interesting. Why not sooner?
Yeah.
I mean, why not when you knew this was going to happen?
Why not the last year when you've seen inflation go up?
And when you knew, and they knew it was coming too. It's not like I mean, these are the people that are in charge of the country. It's not like they didn't have the information.
Yeah.
And then Joey, he tries to come out and say, well, like with the whole baby formula thing. I mean, they knew in February that this was going to happen. Yeah. And he says he didn't find out till April. He blames everybody for everything. You know, and maybe they didn't tell him. They said he went ballistic the other day and yelling and hollering about how they don't fill him in on anything and they're disrespecting him, and you know, maybe they don't. Maybe they just give him his cue cards and just push him out there. You know, just open the door and give him the boot in the ass. And I mean, that's why they had to set up that whole fake press room, I guess, so it could accommodate his teleprompter. Because he didn't like looking in the, you know, because those ones they got that are with the glass that you can't see from the other side. He doesn't like those. But now they've got one in the middle of the room that's right there in the middle of all the reporters. Like it's right in the center aisle. Like I don't even think you can walk down to those front rows of that press room
without the huge.
And I don't know why they had to build a whole nother fake studio for that. It really doesn't make much sense. Couldn't you put the teleprompter in the one that's in the White House?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so much of this that just doesn't make sense, and it's just it's ridiculous. You know, and that's what I was saying earlier. It's all out of fear. All of this is fear. You know, I mean, he goes and puts these sanctions on Russia. The ruble is the highest performing currency on the planet right now.
Yeah,
it didn't faze Putin. He said, "Look, we'll still give you oil." He goes, "But you have to pay in rubles instead of the petrodollar." Do you know how bad that hurts the United States?
Yeah.
I mean, that's bad. That's something that really hurts this country because we were dependent on that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so he's selling to China and, you know, a bunch of other different countries. Yeah. And he's just said, you just have to pay in a ruble.
And they do that.
And look at how much that takes away from, you know, the juice that the United States was putting on the petrodollar. I mean, it's going to be the undoing of, you know, and these other countries are starting to realize it too. They're going, well,
yeah.
Why would we stay on the petrodollar?
Yeah.
I mean, this really put Putin in charge. And now he's so stubborn that, you know, I mean, all he has to do is just pull the sanctions.
Yeah.
Russia's been under sanctions forever. Like those people don't know how to live under sanctions. Shit. I mean, it's crazy, man. It's just crazy. I mean, when you see something's not working, do you just keep doing it?
Yeah.
I mean, how dumb is that? You just keep on. Hey, we're gonna ride this thing. Go down with the ship. Well, you don't have to go down with the ship. You could admit you were wrong, and be a man and say, "Well, that blew up in our face. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of this." I mean, you get a lot more respect from the people. I mean, everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah,
but I think this guy just. I mean, he said he was gonna do this shit when he was running. I mean, he was talking about taking out the oil industry, and I mean, we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But out of fear for Orange Man, people had to vote for him. There are people out there that would have voted for anything, anybody. You could have probably put fucking Charlie Manson up there to run against Trump, and there's people out there that would have voted for Charlie Manson.
Yeah.
Because they were just so adamant about the orange guy bad. And I don't really see where, life was that bad with him. I mean, when things were booming,
Yeah.
I mean, unemployment was actually at record low rates, not what Biden is saying with his connived unemployment rates.
But let me say, it's funny here in Wyoming that I'm not planning on registering with any party.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not going to get sent anything at home. So it's like, fuck.
Register with the People's Party.
Yeah.
I am. I mean, I can't vote, but I've joined the People's Party just because they think they're like-minded.
Yeah.
I identify with where they're coming from. I like Nick Brana, and I like a lot of the people that are, big voices in there. Jimmy Dore's a big part of it. There's a number of different people that are, Ron Placone is a member, I mean, they've got the right idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that in this country, I think that everybody should have Medicare.
Yeah.
I think everybody should have health care. I didn't used to think that, but I've changed my thought process on that. I mean, and when we can go and dump $40 billion into some country to go kill more kids, how hypocritical can we be? They want a grandstand about guns in this country, but yet we can send them over there and just let them run willy-nilly.
Yeah.
And you see kids, how many children have died in Ukraine? It's insane. There's been a lot of death over there. And a lot of it has been children.
But let me say that me and my sons and daughter are like privileged because I'm on Social Security disability.
Yeah.
So I am covered and they are covered.
Right. Oh,
but my wife, Alicia, she isn't covered.
Why would that be?
I have no idea. It's part of how they do it. So I am covered and my sons and daughter are covered, but my wife isn't.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
because
crazy.
I guess she's not disabled, so she is.
Jeez. Well, and it's crazy, man. I mean, most people are one medical emergency away from bankruptcy. And that's the other issue. We've got 500,000 homeless people in this country.
Yeah.
500,000 people don't have a bed to lay in tonight, other than a cold street, or a tent, or a cardboard box.
Mm-hmm.
This is America. This is supposed to be the land of opportunity. It's supposed to be a place where you can, the American dream is dead. They did a survey, and 70% of the people in this country think that there's not even a chance of living the American dream anymore. 70% think that it's hopeless. And I tend to agree with them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we were talking earlier about protesting and shit. It doesn't do you any good.
Yeah.
You're not going to get your way. You're going to go out there and you're going to stomp around and throw a temper tantrum and burn some shit down. That just seems to be the way it goes now. People get hurt. They burn shit down. For what? For what? And they don't even know what they're protesting. They're just protesting because they're mad. And we got kids shooting. We got people shooting each other left and right. Violence going on everywhere.
Which is fucking insane. It's like every fucking day. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. And
you've got hatred, division.
Yeah.
I mean, people. I mean, I watched earlier, there's a 16-year-old kid in LA just ran over a mom and a baby with a stroller on purpose. He's in a stolen car. And guess what they gave him? 5 months in a juvenile detention home. The kid, obviously, he stole the car, and it was crazy because I should pull it up. This mother, it was in LA. She's walking where they've got construction going on, so they have a big concrete wall between the sidewalk and the buildings. And oh shit, I didn't plug the goddamn light in.
Oh,
Jesus, we need to do that. I'm gonna have to take just a quick jump up and go plug that thing in.
Okay.
Do you know where it's at? It's just there's a cable coming right off the side of the monitor, and then there's one coming off the door. It just comes off the top of the door for that on-air light. That way they can see out there that we're on. It's just dangling down there. It's that one right there, yeah. And then there's one coming off the door. It should be hanging right off the coat rack there.
Okay.
Comes through that. Yeah. Just plug that on, then that turns that light on out there in the hallway. All right.
It's plugged.
Okay. Sweet. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Anyway. So, what was I talking about? Lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I had to look at the phone. I thought I had the thing turned off. And I thought I'd forgot to turn that on. I was hoping I could have that on a remote control, but then that's just another remote, I guess, and it won't work through that door since it's solid. But anyways, so, okay, we were talking about homelessness. I mean, the idea that we can't take care of that problem here.
Yeah.
But yet we've sent 54 billion, but that $40 billion deal, the first 19 billion of it went straight to the Department of Defense. Only 6 billion of it went to Ukraine.
Ukraine, yeah.
And they're so corrupt, where that went. The people didn't get it. They're not doing anything to, it's for infrastructure and blah, blah, blah. That's not happening.
God, I hate that.
I mean, those guys are so crooked over there. I mean, between Burisma and I mean, you look at Zelensky. I mean, come on. I mean, the guy was a comedian that did a sitcom about a comedian running for president of Ukraine and getting elected, and then he turns around and does just that. Where does that happen?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah. Then you see him with his henchmen, and he's just always wearing that green T-shirt. His henchmen, they don't look. They look like a bunch of street thugs. I mean, I don't know if that's what they're trying to go for. Is we're tough? We're I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It sucks that people are dying over there. That's what's fucked up.
Yeah.
And they're being played too. They were thinking that they were actually going to become a member of NATO, and NATO was like, no.
Yeah.
We're going to keep acting like you might have a chance, but no, just keep in mind that no, you're never going to be in NATO. But we're going to act like we're entertaining the thought just to provoke Putin. Really, that's what happened. And here we are. And now we're sucked in the middle of it. And why does Biden have such a... I mean, do you think that his support for Ukraine might have something to do with all the money that his kid fucking made? He's making $85,000 a month with Burisma. Kid doesn't know anything about the oil business. They were using him to get to his dad. And then he lies and says he didn't know anything about his son's business dealings. He didn't know. I mean, there's pictures of him with these people. I mean, it's all a lie. He just lies and lies and lies, and everybody just believes it. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, just walk away from it. I mean, it's time to indict the guy. I mean, impeach him. Impeach his ass. Get him out of there. Get them all out of there.
I don't
get
them
all out of there,
happen.
and let's do something else. Get them all out, and let's just do something else.
Yeah, I just don't think that's going to happen. But
it's not. It's not. Look at Hillary. I mean, her lawyer that was obviously. I mean, he was obviously working for the DNC when he went in and had that meeting with the FBI, and he walks away scot-free. And he was just doing what he was told, but I mean, I don't know. I guess if Hillary tells you to do something, you kind of think I better do it, or I'm going to suicide myself. I mean, you don't defy Hillary.
I say, it's like in 2 years, just vote for DeSantis and hopefully,
or don't vote at all.
Or don't vote at all.
That would be my ultimate. I mean, that would be like the ultimate dream come true for me if there was some way to get everybody in this country just don't vote, just on election day, just walk away. I mean,
it's just funny, but I mean, Trump is so strong that I think that the only one who might be able to challenge him is DeSantis. So
I think what he's going to do is have DeSantis run with him as VP, and then Trump will take his next 4 years, and then DeSantis will have. Then once Trump's done with his 4, then they'll put DeSantis on the ticket, and he'll have 8.
Yeah,
you'll have 12 years of Republican-run situation, and. I mean, it's time to. I mean, I'm not saying anything good about either party because I don't like either. I don't like either one of them. But you know what? I don't. So far, I don't have a problem with DeSantis.
No, I don't either.
He does what he says he's going to do. He takes a moral stance on things. I mean, I like. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not transphobic, but I like the fact that he said that he, acknowledged that Leah Thomas's win or whatever. Basically he said this doesn't count.
Yeah,
and I watched an interview. I also watched an interview with her the other night, and she is very pompous. I mean, when you're out there and you're that much bigger, stronger.
Yeah.
And then she was talking about how much muscle mass she lost when she started taking the hormones, but she's still cute.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to a female.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's like
6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
I mean, up there with a big old neck, and I mean, like I said, all you have to do is watch one video, starting line video, and and I will refer to her as she because that's what the deal is. But she's out there like they dive off the starting blocks, and the other swimmers are already in the water, and she's still flying through the air, like a goddamn torpedo, way the hell. I mean, she's 5 feet ahead of him before she even hits the water, and that's not.
And she
fair.
wants to make it fair.
It's not fair.
No,
it's like watching Fallon Fox fight in the UFC and not tell those female fighters that. I don't even know how to phrase this to be correct, but Fallon Fox was a man. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just say it that way so I don't say anything incorrect. And that was not disclosed to the managers of the other fighters. It was not disclosed to the other fighters. I watched some video of that the other day, and I mean, it was painfully obvious. Yeah. I mean, even though, I don't know, there's definitely the characteristics, I mean, I don't even want to get into this is a whole area where you'd say the wrong thing, and next thing you know, we got another strike. It's just silly. Yeah. It's absolutely silly. There's a reason. I mean, it's like Dave Chappelle made the comparison. He said, "What if LeBron James transitioned? Yeah, and then he went and played in the WNBA and scored 1,050 points a game.
Exactly. It's like what's the point?
I mean, is that gonna fly? I mean, why do we have a WNBA and an NBA? Why do we have women's soccer, men's soccer? Why do we have softball and baseball? Yeah. There's a reason for that. There is a physical difference between men and women. I'm sorry. Yeah. You can call me whatever you want for saying that, but the bone density, muscle structure, testosterone is very much different than estrogen. I mean, men we're wired differently. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't get why that's such a
shouldn't be.
Thing
it's like
to say. I mean, but it is. I mean, you say that, and it's like you're transphobic. Son of a bitch.
It's like I'm not transphobic. It's just like it's just a fact.
I mean, you can do whatever you want. If you're happy, that's cool. But I mean, if you're a college age female, you've worked your whole life to get a scholarship to go swim, and then swim Division I. That's a very tough thing to do. Yeah, that's not very easy.
And then yet you end up swimming against
a biological male. And then everybody's going to get upset. He's not a bio. Well, yes, he is. Yeah. He didn't change the chromosomes. I'll call Leah Thomas a she. I don't care. I will. Yeah. But like I said, I'm not going to do the whole all the gazillion pronouns. No, I'm not playing that. You want to be he, you can be he. You want to be she, you can be she. Yeah, that's it. I'm not going any further than that. I'm not doing that. Nope. And people they have one called they.
What?
Yeah, there's people that go by they. That's their pronoun.
What does that
they
mean?
What are you, schizophrenic?
Yeah, it's like, what?
Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm a schizophrenic, and so am I.
I mean, they is like,
yeah. How do you instead of saying Mr. or Mrs., you say they? So if I decided I wanted to be a they, I'd be called, instead of Mr. File, I'd be called They File.
No.
Hi, I'm they.
What the fuck?
I was talking to they, and they told me that they should say this. How do you refer to yourself?
Yeah, no.
That's almost as silly as the whole woke terminology. That phrase, that's it's grammatically incorrect.
Yeah.
I mean, be awake. Be awake. I'm woke. Huh? You don't know how to speak.
Yeah.
I'm awake. Okay. Oh, I'm woke. I'm so woke, fool. What do you mean you're woke?
Yeah.
What, you woke up this morning? You woke up from a nap? What are we talking about?
Yeah.
You're woke.
Yeah, it's like...
That doesn't even work. That's not grammatically correct.
No.
It makes you sound stupid. And it is stupid.
Yeah.
The whole thing's stupid.
Hold on. I'm going to get another beer.
Oh, yeah, you better have another beer. Got to do the roll around. Hopefully they're cold since I had to shut that thing off. Remind me to turn the fridge back on when we're done. Oh, yeah. All right. So anyway, we got kind of sidetracked. So we got Karine Jean-Pierre just saying that now we're historically in a better economic place. Historically, better than what? The Great Depression? Better than what? Better than the 70s when inflation went through the roof? Are we better than we were then? Are we better than we were in 2008?
Nope.
I don't think so. The next thing I had on my list here, well, we had Biden tripping up the stairs. That was a good one. Again, he didn't fall this time though. He just tripped. But hey, another, oh
my God,
another agile move. Justice Kavanaugh had a 26-year-old individual named, I can't remember his name now. It was Nicholas something or other, but he came all the way across the country with a Glock handgun. And he had a tactical knife, and he had zip ties and duct tape and a screwdriver and pliers, and he came out here with the intention of murdering Kavanaugh. And he got scared once he got there. He saw that there was surveillance there. There were people looking out for him, and because they've been
What
protesting.
the heck has he been expecting? It's like,
that he's just gonna. And I don't know where he came from. But that's hard to find too, because they don't want to talk about that. See, they want to talk about the gun things, but when it's a deranged leftist, it just gets swept under the rug, and the only people that will even bring it up is Fox News, and even then, you got to sit there and dig and dig and dig to find it.
Yeah.
So this kid, he gets scared. He's 26 years old. He's got basically the premeditated, murder bag.
Yeah.
And he goes and he calls himself in and admits to it all, tells on himself. He tells on himself, man. And so, the White House, basically, Jen Psaki was all behind that. She said, well, they're peaceful protests at the Justice House, and we encourage it to keep going on.
No.
It's a federal crime. You cannot protest at a Supreme Court justice's home. I mean, if anything else, don't be a rude asshole. Think about the fact that the man has neighbors. Think about the fact that you're disrupting an entire neighborhood for your agenda because you're upset about something. If you want to protest it, go down to the Capitol. Go down to the Supreme Court. Protest it down there. Yeah. Don't go to the man's house. His kids had nothing to do with it. I mean, they are interpreting the law. That's the job of the Supreme Court. Their job isn't to make laws. Their job is to interpret the laws. And they were looking at the way that Roe v. Wade is set up, and they're saying that it's not constitutional, that it should revert to the states. I mean, that is part of the Constitution. It says anything that's not specifically under the control of the federal government, it's relegated to the state.
Yeah.
There was nothing in the Constitution about abortion.
Yeah.
It's a state thing. That's all they're saying. That's all they're saying.
Yeah.
And it was just an opinion that was written. It didn't overturn anything.
Yeah.
All these idiots are acting like it's been overturned. So anyway,
no, it hasn't been
Yeah. So Nicholas Roski. So everybody knows, I'm going to put him on blast. Nicholas Roski was this kid's name. He had a Glock, a tactical knife. He had a hammer. He had zip ties, screwdriver, pliers. I mean, he looked like he was ready to do some medieval shit on Kavanaugh. And like we were saying, I don't agree with Kavanaugh's standpoint on a lot of things. I didn't think he was a very good choice. I don't like his stance on the Fourth Amendment. I don't like his stance on personal freedoms. Never have, but never will. However, he is a Supreme Court justice. Yeah. And so tonight, they're planning on protesting. They said they're going right back to his house. So this guy has a murder plot. Oh my God. He has a murder plot carried on him last night. They arrest the kid at 1:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So obviously, Kavanaugh's alerted to what's going on. He knows. He's got, I'm assuming he has a wife and children. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about the man's personal life. So now he's got even more people there. And they say that they're going to go right back and do this again.
What
now, if Merrick Garland doesn't have these people arrested, because this is a crime.
Yeah.
It is a crime. It's a federal crime to do what they're doing. And if Merrick Garland's just going to let it go on again, which I'm sure he will, because he's a wishy-washy little, he's a little puke. I mean, listen to that guy talk. He's just terrible. I mean, he's the guy that was behind. He wrote the memo about them targeting parents who were standing up in school board meetings and saying, "Hey, we don't want this critical race theory shit crammed down our kids' throats."
Yeah,
and they're saying they're terrorists. The parents, they're calling parents terrorists. The guy that stood up after his daughter had been raped in a bathroom in Virginia by a boy that said he was a girl that was in the girls' restroom.
Okay.
They swept it under the rug. They said it didn't. They acted like it didn't happen. What they did was they transferred this whatever pronoun, a biological male, transferred him/her, whatever. I mean, if he's raping females, then he's obviously got the package of a man. So they send him to a different school to try and just deflect it. They send him to another school, does the same thing to a different female. Yeah. So this father goes to the school board meeting and he's pissed because they tried to tell him that nothing happened. They tried to act like it didn't, that this didn't. I mean, how upset would you be if that was your daughter? I'd be furious. So he's in there. They ended up arresting him and hauling him out of there. I mean, you know who should have been arrested is the fucking school board. Anybody that had anything to do with it from the education side, because that's not education. Your kid should feel safe at school. You should not have to worry about your daughter being in the female restroom and having some. I mean, they said that this is what this kid would do. He'd basically put a dress on so he could go in the women's room. You know, and we went through the same thing. Jack's got in trouble for a deal where these girls texted him at the skate park and said he should come in there, and he goes over and he pops the door open and looks in and says there's shit on fire on the floor. And so he jumps in there and starts stomping it out. And Karen with her kid comes in and sees him in there and calls the police. And I was trying to tell the district attorney here, I'm like, listen, man, I was like, here's the deal. This is what happens. You know, because I was like, when I was his age, I was like, first of all, we didn't have the cell phones. But I said, if I was walking down the junior high school hallway and happened to walk by, you know, you always had the boys' room and then the girls' room, right? Yeah. And if I were to go by there and some girl in there was to poke her head out and say, hey, Mike, come in here, I would have not even thought about going in there. Yeah. I mean, it was just like, no. Yeah, it's but these kids don't know that there's nothing there. They don't know. They don't know that that's not acceptable because they don't know where they're supposed to use the bathroom. I mean, and you know the thing is, I don't give a shit about adults. You know, if you're an adult, I mean, there's the chance that you and I have both used a restroom with somebody that's transgender, and I couldn't care less. I don't care. I don't care if a woman comes in the men's room. I don't give a shit. No, I don't care. I'm not going to go in the women's room, but I don't care. Yeah, no. I mean, whatever. I'm going to, No,
I've had that happen. See, I used to live in Maryland, so it's like when I went to Delaware, I've had males come into the men's restroom and use it. So it's like,
I mean, it's
just take care of your business, and then you
everybody poops.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like,
I mean, it's a human body. It's a bodily function, you know, and I mean, and you know, the first thing everybody's getting all upset saying, well, some dude just going to come in there and, you know, there's not even it's a very low rate of transgender people that commit, you know, sex crime. It just doesn't happen. No. But then you like this thing at this high school. You have something like this, and then the kid turns around and does it again at the next school. Yeah. I mean, that's where you have a problem. So I don't think that any minor children, if you're a minor child, here's my thought on it. You use it doesn't matter how you're identifying, you use the proper restroom. Yeah. Or the one that's associated with your sex.
Yes. Oh my God.
And these parents that are giving these doctors and these parents that are performing sex change operations on kids that haven't even hit puberty yet. You can't do that. No. That is totally. I mean, if you're going to do that, then you just don't even. Then you need to wipe every kind of law about minors off the table.
Yeah.
If you're going to say that that's okay, then any kind of law about minors whatsoever. I mean, just take it all away.
Yeah. No, it's
silly.
Just let the kid get older, and then if he decides he wants to do it, let him do it.
Hey, yeah. If you're a female and you want to dress up like a boy, you want to be fine, but you're just not going to have any kind of
Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about not allowing kids that are 18 to 21 to possess a AR-15 because. And Nadler's argument is they're not cognitively matured, but yet they can go to war at 18.
Yeah,
they got to sign up for the draft, but they can also at 7 years old they can have a sex change operation. I mean, this is shit that's happening.
Yeah,
it's a lot, and a lot of it is these parents.
Yeah,
a lot of parents I think are trying to coerce their kids into that, and it's normal for little kids to want to play with, different toys.
Yeah.
It's not abnormal. I mean, my son's favorite color was pink. And and people would freak out. They're like, you're letting him wear pink? I'm like, it's a color.
Yeah.
He likes it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything.
No.
I'd always tell him, I was like, hey man, tough guys wear pink. It's like, who cares?
Yep.
It's a color. It's no different than me wearing a blue shirt, blue jeans, blue hat. I mean, I like the color. I like the color blue.
Yeah, me too.
It's like, what's the big deal, man? I mean, just because you say it's a girly color, I even like. I mean, I throw a lot of pink stuff on different things too. I mean, it's just a color.
It's like I own 3 pairs of black pants. Why? Because I like the color black. It's like it's just a color. It's like,
and it doesn't matter if they're pink or black.
Are you gonna bring it up to me that why don't I have pink pants? It's like
right, yeah,
no.
Well, who cares if you're wearing pink pants? Yeah. Who gives a shit? I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't, and so I mean, let kids do their thing.
Yeah.
I mean, kids are going to experiment. I mean, that's part of it. I mean,
exactly.
You're going to have little girls that are going to play with Tonka trucks, and out there doing the things that the little boys are doing. Yeah. You're going to have little boys that are out there. I mean, it's part of coming up with who you are.
Yeah,
it's not a big deal. It's when we make it a big deal that it becomes something. When we sit there and interpret it as one thing or another. I mean, this world is just being run by fucking psychopaths is what it comes down to. Yeah. I mean, the parents are just idiots. You've got a nation full of morons.
It's kind of silly, but I remember when I was 12, it's like the first time I explored the other sex. Yeah. So it's like...
Yeah, and it's awkward and weird, and those are some of the worst.
It was great. It was a good experience. I mean, we didn't get there all the way, but it's like...
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's an awkward time, though. Yeah. I mean, I remember that age, too, man.
Oh, my God.
Really, I mean, there's some embarrassing moments that happened. You don't know your way around you don't know your way around the playground, It's like, hey, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, but, then you figure it out.
Yeah.
Or some people don't. I don't know. None of my business.
No.
I mean, I don't know. It's crazy, man. Yeah, it's just a crazy fucking world. And the fact that this is just even a thing is just, it's just bullshit.
But it's just like, I didn't need a guide to guide me about how to do things when I was 12. I was like...
No. You figure it out.
Yeah.
You get there. You make some oopsies.
Yeah.
Oops. Wrong hole, fool. I'm sorry. I mean, it happens.
Oh my God.
It happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens on both sides. It happens on both sides of the fence. You know what I mean?
It's just part of it. It's like you're just exploring. So
yeah, very clumsily.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on. But I don't know, man. It's just crazy what we're putting on these kids, and then the fact that they're going to throw a fit over DeSantis, over Florida putting a bill in that says, "Hey, kindergarten through 3rd grade, we're not going to inundate them with anything that has to do with sex." I don't think there's a problem there.
No,
I don't think that.
I didn't hear anything about kindergarten.
No,
sex.
no.
It's
All I did was I tried to talk kids into eating glue and sticking their tongue on the goddamn monkey bars at recess. I mean I was just getting in trouble.
No, but that's the stuff that we dealt with. It's like,
but there was no,
I didn't hear anything about sex change or like.
Yeah, I remember as a little kid, a couple of I'll show you mine if you show me yours, but then you don't even know what is. You're like, what's that? And they're like, what is that? And you're like,
but let me say, it didn't even cross my mind because it's like,
yeah. I mean, it's stupid.
And then I started getting older, and then I turned 12, 13, 14, and then it's like time to explore more. And
yeah. I mean, it's the natural progression of things, and we're not letting kids go through that anymore. It's just ridiculous. It's the world's just lost its goddamn mind. I don't know. I think it all comes down to fear.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. All these things, man. It's just all fearful people that are just scared to death about all these different things, and it's just so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I mean,
no. See,
as long as somebody's not doing any harm, you let them do their thing. And if they're kids, guess what? You're not gonna. I mean, I can't believe there's not a law about putting a knife to a minor child and doing a sex change operation on them. I mean, there is a very very, very, very small percentage of people that are born as, you could call them like a hermaphrodite, unisex, whatever it might be. It's like 0.0001. It's a very, very small.
Yeah.
I think it's like 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000.
No, it's less than that. Yeah.
It's a very small number. And in that situation, okay, you might have to. There might have to be a procedure done.
Yeah.
Probably when the child's an infant.
Yeah.
To like a corrective. It's like. A doctor has to make a call on that at that age, and then to me, that's something that, hey, in that very, very rare scenario.
But let me say that I do remember that when I was a kid, I mean, I didn't know anyone, but it was super small, the percentage of people.
It is. And I saw Stephen Crowder was on a college campus posing that argument, and he had this jackass writer from the Rolling Stone. This guy was just a puke. And he starts citing these numbers at Crowder, and Crowder's just shutting him down. It just shut him down. And he was conflating these numbers. And I mean, when I was watching it, I looked it up, and I can't remember what the percentage was, but it was a 0.001. I mean, it was like 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10. It was a very low number.
Yeah.
I mean, it was low enough that it's not something that, and if it's something like that, then it's a corrective thing that happens, right after birth,
and it's out of your control.
Then that's it, I mean, and to sort of make the argument that because that occurs at such a small rate, and then you think about, okay, if that's the case, then how many of those individuals, it'll come back.
Yeah.
How many of those individuals are going to go on to become like superstar athletes?
Yeah.
I mean, the chances of like I was a good baseball player,
but
right?
Still, the chance of you becoming an athlete is like small.
Yeah,
and then on top of that, the percentage that you have to be like
to be an elite athlete,
and
it's you're talking about 1 in 100 million.
Yeah,
I mean, just the chance of. I mean, I was a pretty good baseball player. I went to college, played baseball. Hey, I mean, I think I was the only guy off my high school team to do that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to be a big leaguer. I mean, it's a 1 in a million shot to be a Major League Baseball player. I played baseball my whole life. I lived and died baseball all the way till I was done playing in college. And I wasn't going to be a big leaguer. I mean, it's the chance to do, and then you take that percentage of somebody who's, a person that's born unisex or hermaphrodite, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the politically correct terminology. I guess it's unisex is what they're saying now. I think they're calling it unit. Anyway, I don't know. But the thing is that I mean, I mean, the chance of that happening.
Yeah,
and,
it's
and
like
there's
so
somebody
small.
born that way and going on to become an NFL football player.
It's like,
I mean,
no.
and you know, I would like to think that it's, you know, I mean, there's things that happen, the mutations, I guess, but you'd think that the doctors would make the, you know, they're going to do a chromosome check.
Yeah.
They're going to make the correct choice on what to do if there's a correctional procedure that needs to happen. I don't know. I'm not an expert.
No,
I'm just
but
speculating. This is all just speculation.
Yeah.
But it's not to say that person isn't worth it, but it's not worth making a fucking a huge grandiose fucking deal out of it because it's just so rare.
Yeah. That it's kind of
usually
pointless.
Corrected before it turns into anything.
Yeah. No.
And the person doesn't even usually know. I mean, I don't think that if I had a child and that was the situation and it was like, ooh, what do we, you know, and the doc says, well, this is okay, you know, this is what the test, you know, the blood test, the chromosome, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, genetic testing, whatever they have to do. If they have to do a whole a genome sequence test or whatever they have to do. I'm not sure the procedure. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't know what goes into it. I'm just speculating. But I think if I was in that situation as a parent and that were to happen and they say, listen, this is what we need to do. This is what we found. You're not going to tell that child about any of that as they grow up. You're not going to bring it up with them. You're just going to love them and let them grow up and be a kid and just, you know. Yeah. I mean, if they come up and say they have an inclination that something's wrong down the road, then okay, they say something doesn't feel right. I feel like I might be a girl. Okay. Yeah. Let's have the conversation. Once if they're older, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be 18, but once they're of an age where they can comprehend what's going on, then you can 13, sit down and have 14, the discussion and say, okay, well, here's what happened when you were born. Yeah. And we haven't had the discussion because we didn't feel like it was something that we needed to burden you with. But if you're feeling this way, then maybe we need to go talk to the doctor and maybe we need to, you know. Yeah. I mean, at that point, then you address it. Yeah. But you don't do that shit to a 6, 7, 8-year-old kid.
No, it's like.
And I've seen some of these parents where they're just dressing them up. They're just on purpose because it's like the parents want to have that like this. Yeah, but it's like they're grandstanding.
6, 7-year-old kids don't even know. It's like
no, they don't. You've definitely got you've got tomboys and you've got effeminate little boys too. It's just
part of life. It's like, fuck.
I mean, do you know how many? There's so many kids I went to school. Little boys that I remember in grade school, you know, see them years down the road. They were little, you know, effeminate, like scared little. I mean, acted more feminine or whatever. Then you see them after we're all grown, and it's like, whoa, dude. You know, but I mean, it's you know, I mean, I don't know. I never brought that up with anybody I went to school with, but you know, it's just like. I don't know, man. It's so stupid.
Yeah, no, it just so pisses me off because it's like, why on earth are you're not letting the kids grow to their potential? You are not letting,
right, and you're not giving them, you're not giving them the freedom to make their own decisions and to become who they are going to be. You know, when you're interjecting your woke bullshit.
Yeah, no. If they're 13 or 14 and they're like, hey, Dad, I don't feel like this is right, then maybe you start looking into it.
Right, but you're still not. Yeah, but in my world, you're still not. There's still not going to be any kind of a, you know, surgery going on. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of cases where that's happened to a child, and then they end up having to go back and reverse it, and then you got to look at suicide rates too. Yeah, I mean, you can't deny that the transgender suicide rate is way higher. Much higher. Yeah, so, I mean, there's something to that too. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's such a...
Yeah, it's sad, but it's like...
It's just a crazy subject. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else we got. I want to get off this. I don't know how we went and go. I was going to play I was going to play something. I was going to do that funny little clip that we were watching earlier. Well, maybe we'll end it on some comedy. Yeah. Where was that at? I just got to look up the history and look at this goofball. So we're gonna find old Doofy here. Old Paint. Let's see. We were just watching this before we got started. Oh, there. What's she doing? What is she doing? This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Yeah. All right. All right, we got to pause. I'm going to go back to the start. This is just a short clip. All right. This is the third person in charge of this great nation. This great nation.
So sad.
It is pretty sad. So, here we go. Enjoy. This is my gift to you tonight.
Bodong. Governed bill. It's a stronger bill than it's a bill that we could have freestanding, or a bill that is in the Eagle Act that is part of the Foreign Affairs Committee. Mr. Kendrick makes, Gregory bill. Meeks bill in the House, so we will have that. But you see, in a defense, in a bill, whether it's in the whatever that thing's called that they have.
Now wait a minute.
What?
Did she mug Grimace? Did she mug Grimace from McDonald's and take her and just she gave him his head back?
Yeah.
And what's that brooch? What's that brooch she's got on? What is that? Is that like some kind of a bird?
Yeah, I think so. It's like
is it like a turkey vulture? She's got a turkey vulture brooch, and she mugged Grimace.
Oh my God.
She mugged Grimace from McDonald's and took his suit and left him with his head. Maybe she beheaded Grimace and just took his suit. Look at those eyeballs.
Yeah.
I mean, that is some scary looking shit right there. Look at that. She's got 2 sets of motherfucking eyebrows. Look, eyebrows. Look at that shit.
Yeah.
Look at that shit.
It's like, what?
She got 2 fucking sets of eyebrows, bro. She's got 2 sets of eyebrows, man. She might even have eyebrows off her nose. Right there.
Oh my God.
Eyebrows off her chin. She got 1, 2, 3, 4. She got like 8 sets of eyebrows. Dude, she is not human. Look at this hairline, too. What's going on there? Somebody took like, fuck, what did Bill Burr say? Because he was talking about hair implants, and his joke was something like, yeah, no, he's like, yeah.
Oh my God.
One of my buddies got hair implants. He goes, God, why didn't I do this 10 years ago? He's like, no, you didn't want to do that 10 years ago. That back then, when they stapling ant legs to your head. I mean, what's up with that? That is weird right there.
Yeah.
Is that, I mean, did she just have a fake face on? Look at that. It's like there's like a whole fake face thing going on here.
Hold on, keep playing.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck?
Sucking back on Grandpa's old
cough syrup.
I don't know about that.
I mean, wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, keep her in office, huh?
No.
Oh, she's just a spry.
Oh my God.
Just a spry 82. You know?
No.
Just a spry 82.
Anyone over 80 should just have like a termination date. It's like, that's it. Go home.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah, I mean, go do so. Yeah, I mean, and then her husband gets pulled over. It's no big surprise he gets off of the DUI. You know, I mean, he's driving around in his Porsche. He's 82 as well. He's drunk. He runs a stop sign and smashes into a dude. Luckily, nobody was killed, and then he gets off. And that's not his first one. He got one. He had one prior.
Oh my God.
I mean, we could get into all this other stuff. Here's another one too. Rittenhouse is suing the.
Oh yeah, Texas A&M. Yeah.
Well, he's going after Facebook. He's going after the media because they really did. They slandered it and they called the kid a white supremacist. They called him a murderer. They completely fabricated that whole story. You know, and there's people out there that are still saying that about him. The one that was a racist was the Darrell Brooks that ran all those people down in Waukesha after he had just run over his baby's mama with the car. He's out on $1,000 bail, for fuck's sake. He's a sex offender. He was pimping out a 15-year-old girl in Las Vegas. Oh, I mean, this dude got a rap sheet a mile long, and he's out on $1,000 bail.
What?
Yeah, and then he goes
$1,000.
Yeah, and then he
only
goes
$1,000.
$1,000, and like 2 nights prior, he'd run over the mother of his child. He ran her over, and then he goes down there to that parade where he knows it's predominantly white people. He's put anti-white shit all over his Facebook page. I don't care what age, kill them all, shit like that. He shows up down there. The police kind of stop him, and then he just hammers on it, takes off. The police fire a couple shots, and he goes and he injured. He killed 6.
Oh my God.
He killed 6, and he injured 40-something people. mean, he was doing like, this is like a Christmas parade.
Yeah.
You know how a parade is here.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be like somebody going to the 4th of July parade and just fucking taking off at the end of Main Street and just flying. I mean, he was doing like 65, 70 miles an hour. I mean, he's just hauling. I mean, he's going through, there's bands, there's people are in lawn chairs. I mean, he's just mowing people down. You know, and then they act like, oh, he's, you know, nobody brings that up that's racist. His motivations were completely racial.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take anything for somebody to throw out the white supremacy thing, but what about that guy? I mean, all the social media pointed to it. You know, the guy was not a good dude.
No.
I mean, he was a piece of shit. I mean, he knocked that lady up when she was like 15. You know,
fucked up.
And I think he had a warrant out for his arrest from Nevada. He'd been in trouble in Nevada. He took her out there when she was 15, and he was pimping her out. You know,
fucked up.
Yeah, piece of shit. But
anyways,
Anyway, that was the other thing I saw today was the Rittenhouse thing, and I said good on that kid. I feel bad for that kid because I mean, it was not a good decision for him to even be out there, and I think his parents should. I mean. He lived there. He worked there. You know, he spent time with his mom and dad. It was his community. You know, he was a lifeguard at the swimming pool there. Mm-hmm. But, you know, he didn't need to be out there in that stuff. I mean, if that was my kid, no. It'd be like, it's like you let them go out and riot. You don't need to go out there and offer a medical. I think his heart was in the right place, but it wasn't a wise decision. And obviously, here's where we're at. I mean, it's just.
I know he's making a big deal that Texas A&M won't accept him, so it's like
right. And then I mean, they make it out. They make this guys that the two guys that he killed. The one was a woman beater. The other was a child rapist. And the other guy pulled a gun on him, and the kid did. I mean, it could have been so much worse. You know, could have been so much worse. And they they try and grandstand on it and everything else. That's what we're gonna get tomorrow night, though. So we're gonna do a show tomorrow night after. The major motion picture production goes down with the ABC producer for your 8 o'clock primetime Thursday night special brought to you by the United States government.
Yes. Oh, my God.
It's really going to be something. I mean, I just can't wait. You know, it's just going to be amazing. I probably won't even be able to watch it.
No.
I'm sure it's going to be absolutely horrible. It's going to be misconstrued, conflated, and completely propagandized. But I hope everybody enjoys it tomorrow night. And I know I'll be sounding off on it. Ricardo, I hope you come over again tomorrow night, and we can maybe you come over and we watch it, and then we.
Well, except that I've got plans tomorrow night to just be playing on Xbox,
okay.
So it's like fuck that. I was like, I'm not even gonna try to watch that.
I'm gonna watch.
It's like me and a couple other friends. It's like we're planning on having like an Xbox game party, so it's like fuck that.
Video games.
Yeah, it's like you know what I think about that.
I do too. I think I'm going to do a reaction video on it anyway, so I might watch it.
I might be able to come after.
Okay. Yeah. If not, it's no big deal. But I think right now I'm going to watch it on here and then just do a react. I'm going to react to it as it goes along. But I might get in trouble, but I might not.
You know, if I don't come tomorrow, I'll for sure come on Friday, and then we can record on our podcast. Sure. So yeah.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for being here, man.
No problem.
We're going to sign off. I hope you all enjoyed it. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I don't know.
It's all good.
But like we always say, be good at.
Yes.
And all things be kind and do no harm. And we are out. I'm just going to, let's see. We'll just leave it with the funny little slideshow, I guess. How about that? I enjoy that.